From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, October the 14th, 2021. Israel's Foreign Minister Yair Lapid headed back to Israel tonight after 3 days of high-level meetings in Washington, D.C., including a trilateral sit-down with U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Lapid's counterpart from the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed. Secretary of State Blinken tweeted of the meeting, writing today, noting it also included the start of 2 working groups, one on religious coexistence to combat hate, and one on the climate crisis, including water and energy issues. Blinken said, "We are striving for a sustainable, cooperative future." An Israeli border police officer was seriously injured in what appears to have been a deliberate car ramming attack in the West Bank late last night. A Palestinian suspect drove into the 20-year-old officer. Troops then opened fire on the suspect's vehicle, causing him to crash. The Israeli officer was taken to the hospital where he is said to be in serious but stable condition. The terrorist suspect who was arrested at the scene was also taken for treatment and then taken for questioning. The Malmö International Forum on Holocaust Remembrance and Combating Anti-Semitism was held in the Swedish city yesterday. The virtual event was originally set for last October to mark 75 years from the liberation of Auschwitz, but it was postponed because of the coronavirus pandemic. Jewish leaders addressed the gathering, including Israel's president, Isaac Herzog, who said of combating anti-Semitism, it will require not only improving Holocaust education in schools, but also working aggressively on social media, including with and confronting social media companies to ensure that hateful incitement is quickly removed. CEO of the Conference of Presidents of Major American Jewish Organizations, William Daroff, also addressed the forum, stressing the importance of defining anti-Semitism in order to better combat it. Daroff spoke of the IHRA, the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance's working definition of anti-Semitism, which he said needs to be a tool for prosecutors examining hate crimes, for educators teaching about bias, and for social media moderators tasked with removing hateful content. The IHRA definition includes in it the singling out of the State of Israel, applying double standards by requiring of it a behavior not expected or demanded of any other democratic nation. And at the Malmö conference, Prime Minister of Australia, Scott Morrison, announced that his country would be next to adopt the IHRA definition.
Anti-Semitism has no place in Australia. It has no place anywhere in the world. And we must work together resolutely and as a global community to reject any word or any act that supports anti-Semitism towards individuals, towards communities, or religious facilities.
Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, October the 14th. At 7 o'clock, it's Talmud study. At 7:30, Ellie Cohanim speaks with former Iranian political prisoner Ahmad Batebi and Iranian dissident Ben Tabatabai, both of whom are part of a delegation traveling to Israel to express solidarity with the Jewish state. At 8 o'clock, Michael Doran and Jonathan Tobin discuss American foreign policy in regards to Afghanistan and Iran. At 9, Lisa Daftari describes her family upbringing as an Iranian-American Jew and her work as a Middle East expert, investigative journalist, and political commentator. Then at 10, catch episode 1 of the JBS original series From Date to Mate. And coming up next, I speak with Dina Siegel Vann, director of the American Jewish Committee's Center for Latino and Latin American Affairs, about the recent decision by an Argentine court to dismiss a case alleging a cover-up between the former president of Argentina and Iran in the 1994 AMIA Jewish Center bombing. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, October the 14th, 2021. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well.